to another Movies and Beyond episode. I'm your host, Movie Days. I'm your host, Movie Days, and right here is the co-host, one of the new co-hosts of Movies and Beyond, Tovar. Do you have anything you want to say?
Actually, I'm just so excited to interview Alexander Tovar, so let's get rolling.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the man, this man has directed a couple of short films. He directed a feature film, I believe, and one of those is on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, called An Aspect Holiday Show. Please give it up for Alexander Tovar.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I do have a couple of questions, if I can spare you a minute or two.
Sure.
All right. Alexander Tovar, the first question I have for you is, how long have you been a music composer?
I started composing when I was probably maybe 10 years old. I was young. I was very young. Probably 10, a little 10-year-old Alexander running around the house, playing the piano, trying to play guitar, but mostly playing piano and composing on piano. But nobody told me to be a composer. I just thought that was something that I felt like I had to do. Although my dad is a composer, and so maybe it was his influence. And so my parents are both musicians, and my dad writes music, and my mom's a great pianist. And so they kind of had music in the house. So there was always the radio going on. There was always music playing in all the rooms. And so it was just a part of life and making me feel happy, because that's why we do art. It makes us feel some sense of pleasure from doing art, right? Whether it's acting, dancing, or singing. So as a little kid, I felt happy writing little songs on the piano and knowing that this was something that fulfilled me, when I was a little boy.
Oh.
So a long time. So let's say I'm 40, so 30, 30
You're
years.
40?
Yeah, so 30 years of writing music.
Damn.
Nice.
40 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Honestly, you don't look a day over 30.
Oh, thanks.
Honestly.
And he says I have some white hair and some gray hair. But hopefully not too much.
And did you feel like it was ever like a passion of yours? Like, because I know Philip Glass influenced you.
Good, you did a lot of research, Siobhan. Yes,
Right.
Philip Glass is a composer, and he got me to really fall in love with writing music. I've played Philip Glass for you guys before. He's a classical minimalist composer, and he really did. He influenced me to want to be a more serious composer, because there's composing where there's classical music and jazz music, and you can even compose classical music too, right? But there's also more serious music that you can write, and Philip Glass was somewhat of a serious composer and a big influence on me when I was in 10th grade. In high school, I would go to the bus. I would take the bus every day to school, and on this bus ride, I would bring CDs, because that was the time. And so I would bring a bunch of Philip Glass CDs and just kind of zone out, because it's kind of that kind of music. And that, I was a jazz musician, but until that point, Philip Glass made me say, well, maybe I want to do composition more than jazz, and rather than performing, I wanted to write more. And so Philip Glass was a huge influence on wanting me to be more of a serious composer. Not that I consider myself a serious composer, but it made me take the craft more seriously. Good question.
That's really good. Thank
Yes,
you.
you're doing great.
Thank you, Alexander. Next question I have is, why did you choose to be a music teacher for PASW? For those who don't know, PASW stands for Performing Arts Studio West. Is it that right, people in the audience?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
It's a dead crowd in here. We're gonna get a warning eventually.
I mean,
we can add applause and audience
Yeah.
effects later, folks.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I found out about this place and I was really interested in it, and I love teaching. I love sharing and learning with you guys. I love that. So even though I'm a composer, I love being interactive and interacting with you guys.
Yeah.
And laughing with you guys. So you guys influence me a lot in my composition, because when I go home, I write in the afternoon, I write in the evening. And so when I write music, I take what we've learned during the day subconsciously, and I'll just go home and think about it. Yesterday we looked at mambo music, right?
Yes.
So when I was writing last night, like 10 p.m. I started incorporating mambo music in my own songs. And I was like, oh, this is what we listen to in class. And this is influencing my own work. And so that's why John, our boss, is such a great boss, because he wants us to, as instructors and staff, to bring in our own, things that we're working on, and kind of include you guys in helping us as, and just like we help you as artists and thinkers. So teaching, I love teaching. I love learning and interacting, especially with you guys. It's been such a pleasure. And I've taught before this, and it was not nearly as fun. I think this is a great vibe and fit for me. So I've been here 7 years, and so I'm very lucky and happy to be here.
That's awesome. Devon, do you have any questions?
Yes. My question is, you actually written 2 of your favorite movies. Both of them that I watched.
Oh yeah.
One of them is called Nothing in Los Angeles, which is my favorite film.
Thank you.
And the other one is titled Show Business.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about writing any more films for you?
Yeah.
Did that ever come across to your mind? Since you did 2 original films, have you ever thought about doing more?
Yeah, I have. And for those of you, we started this conversation with me as a composer, and so in my 20s, I was trying to find more movies where I could use my music. And so there wasn't really, I was getting rejected from a lot of movies that I was submitting my music for, so I said, why not just do my own movie? Why not write my own movie and direct it and cast it and edit it and put my music to it? So that's why I did those movies. I did those movies to showcase my music. And so that was the point, because I'm not an actor and I like writing, but I'm not, and I love movies. I love watching them and being a part of them, but I love soundtracks and film music. So I was like, how can I get my music more in the movie? Well, if I do my own movie, when you do it yourself, you can do whatever you want. So you can put in as much music as you want. So I did it for my music as a showcase. Would I do it again? I think so, but I don't know how much interest I have. I would if the opportunity came along. But when John asked me to do the holiday show, that was a big honor, and that was really fun. We had fun writing it, rehearsing it, and having fun with you guys. So yeah, I do like doing it, but it's not like I want to do tons of more movies. It's kind of a lot of work, and it's a lot of, not that I mind doing the work, but it's I don't know. Hollywood is kind of a scary place.
You're damn right.
That's in line from the movie that we did.
Speaking of Hollywood, real quick, you teach a Zoom class called the Hollywood Experience.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Good question. I love Los Angeles and I love LA history. I've been such a fan. I'm born and raised here. I love this city. My parents are from here. My parents grew up in Inglewood, which is close. Went to high school where you guys went to high school, Washington High and Morningside. They went to all those schools. So I love LA, and so when I started, I moved to New York to work with Philip Glass after high school, and so that was fun. But then I was like, oh shit, I really miss LA. I have to get back here. So I wanted to come back to LA, and since then I could never live anywhere else. This city has meant so much to me, and so when John said we need another Zoom class, why don't you talk about Hollywood and Hollywood history? And LA history. I read books all the time about LA and read books and listen to books all the time about LA history. And I don't know what it is. And so it's been such a pleasure doing this class for about 6 or 7 months. And so we meet twice a week and we get to talk about movie history, LA history. There's so much, and I'm not really original. A lot of people love this city, but there's a lot more information about places like New York and Paris and larger cities. LA kind of gets glossed over as kind of just a superficial city, but there's a lot more here underneath LA. And so we talk about movie studios and the Hollywood sign and architecture and stuff that is just so cool. I love the climate here, and we're going away for a few weeks next week, and I'm already missing home. So I love it here, and so loving it so much makes me want to learn more about it, right? Hollywood stories and LA stories. And it's kind of a new city, as opposed to other parts in the world. It's kind of, Hollywood's only existed for over 100 years, so that's pretty new. And so there's a lot of excitement. Just like I love shows and movies about the city, I just think it's endlessly fascinating.
Yeah, that's amazing, Alexander. It really is. The next question that I have is, what gave you the inspiration to write and direct the last great holiday show?
Oh, well, I didn't have a choice. My boss said, you're going to do the holiday show.
Damn, just putting
He's
it out there.
yeah, he just said, and that's what a boss does. A boss can say,
That's true.
unless you want to get fired, this is what you got to do.
That's true.
That's true.
No, John had a lot of stuff on his plate last year, and so it was such a fun experience. And so he was like, if you could just write it this year, that would be, that would be helpful. And I think I'm going to do it this year. So you guys better behave, and if you want to be cast. And I'm already thinking about ideas, but I think he's going to help me a lot. But John's influence has been tremendous over me. I mean, even though he told me to write and direct it, he always gives his notes and his feedback, and it's always incredible working with John. And that's why we're here, because of John Bezos. And so, that's why we're in this space. And so he's been such a great boss and a collaborator and a friend, all those things. We have the same sensibility and the same sense of humor about everything. So he told me, can you write it? And so when I wrote it, it's always hard writing it, but when we filmed it, that was so much fun. And some of you guys, it was really fun. So we'll do that again. We're gonna have fun again. I'll start writing it in September, and we'll start rehearsing in October.
Well, Devon, you know what that means. We gotta do our thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Good. You guys are doing a great job with it. So far, we're having fun.
That's amazing. And may I add that you did a fantastic job writing and directing, and that's
Oh,
what I-
yes.
Oh, thank you.
It was my first official
Movie?
project. Yeah, my
Oh,
first
wow.
official movie. I was in. Before that, it was Inglewood Skies.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
You were Jack. Actually, he was Ricky.
I was Jack at first,
Wait,
and then I was Ricky.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Inglewood Skies was fun. We used that as a classroom project that we
I did
filmed.
not know.
And we had music and we had a lot of dialogue. And we have some of the actors in Inglewood Skies here. In the
You never
office.
know.
You never know. Oh, he's sleeping.
He's sleeping right now. That's Francisco.
Alexander.
Yeah.
What is?
Thank you. Alexander, what is your biggest joy? Like, what is your biggest joy in life?
Ooh.
Like, what is it that you hope to accomplish in the future as a composer?
Well, good question. One of my biggest joys is sitting right over there, Lloyd. Lloyd's one of my biggest joys. She means the most to me, and her mom does too. And Ava. Ava's taking the bar today, so let's wish her luck. My family is one of the biggest joys to me. That gives me a lot of happiness. You guys are a huge joy to me, even though I yell at you guys most of the time. It's because of out of love, right? I don't yell, but I tease you guys because, as Lloyd knows, I tease a lot, but that's because I care and because I love.
Yes.
It's my weird way of connecting. Because you would think if you like somebody, you wouldn't make fun of them, but somehow I always like to tease, just like T-Bone. I always will go over and tease him, but it's because it's out of love. So my family that's a trite answer, but it really does get me through the day. You guys, my family. So that gives me a lot of joy. And then I'd like to say music gives me joy, but sometimes music is hard and I hate it. I really, it's hard to write music. It's hard to think of being in your room by yourself and thinking, well, what's an original idea? What should I do next? How, it's tough. You guys are artists. You guys know what that's like. And we've talked about that in class, about the life of an artist and what you have to do. And not that you have to take yourself too seriously, but sometimes I'm just there. So music does give me joy, but I treat it as hard work sometimes because you got to just show up and just force something to happen. I don't wait for inspiration. I never have. So it's just something that I take as a serious discipline. Baseball gives me a lot of joy. I like just tuning out and watching the Dodgers. I really love baseball. It does. It gives me a break because my mind is very active. I'm always, for better or worse, I'm an emotionally intense person. So there's always activity, and even when I'm sleeping. And maybe that's common for you guys too. There's always a tension machine going. So I'm always constantly overstimulated, understimulated. I can't really relax, but I can relax with baseball. I can relax when I'm with my family. And I can relax sometimes with music. Obviously, when I hear Mozart or something, for a second, the world will seem very perfect. For a few seconds, it'll seem perfect when I hear certain works of art, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's why life's worth living. And then it goes back to, more depressing thoughts, but this isn't, we don't have to be depressed. So, good question though, yeah.
I have another question related to the next 100 days. So you wrote these parts for us, the
Yeah,
cuts.
I did.
What gave you the inspiration? And what was the process in making the movie overall?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I know that I really like writing for people's strength, you know, so I've written tons of music for musicians directly of like, oh, this person would play the violin the best, so I'm gonna write something for this person. This guy knows comedy, so I'm gonna write something for this person knows how to do this. It's writing for people's strengths, and that's just a technique that I use. I'm not saying it's the best technique, I'm just saying, I like to stretch you guys, but I also like to encourage and foster your strengths. And so I know who's gonna be more subtle and sarcastic, who's gonna be more over the top, and that's why I know a part of why we're here at Studio 98 to promote our web series, vertical content series. So it's a way for me to know whose strength and who's good at what. Some of you guys are good at all three of these things, acting, music, dance. Some of you guys are really talented, so it's hard for me to say, shoot, should I have this person do this because they can do three things, So you guys influence me because you guys have such strong personalities where you never lie. You always tell the truth. You're always very honest, vulnerable. That's why I love you guys. So it's easy to say, let's see, maybe I'll make this person be like this. So you guys were the big influence. Just being yourselves, that was the big influence. Because a lot of times we pretend to be other people, but I feel like with you guys are just yourselves, and I love that. Including me, I try to be somebody else sometimes, and it's like there's something beautiful about your guys' vulnerability and honesty.
Yeah, there's something beautiful about that.
There is,
That's so
yeah.
sweet.
But it's true. That's why I
Yes.
love working with you guys. So I was influenced of, okay, this person could do this in the holiday show. And I'm very excited because I think we could do a better holiday show this year, if you guys are interested.
All right.
Should we have Lloyd in it? Should Lloyd be casting?
Yes.
Maybe.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. So
We
the
have a lot of
final,
fun. Yeah.
the final question I have for you is, do you have any advice for people with or without disabilities who want to get into the show business?
The only advice I can think of is just to believe in yourself, do your best, and just try to put it out there and just keep working. You can't be just expecting a job to come along. You just have to keep creating and doing your own work. And there's only so much that the universe will allow you to do, but you have to do the work first. So if you can't just sit and wait and expect something, right? So if you're a writer, keep writing and send out your stuff to somebody, and maybe somebody will see it, maybe they won't. If you're a dancer, keep dancing and film yourself, and maybe somebody will see it. And if you're a singer, but work at the craft and know that there's a lot of other people that are better, a lot of other people that are working. So you almost have to be kind of somewhat obsessive about it. But know that there's only so much you can do. But you have to know in yourself, and this is the hardest part about being an artist, the inner critic. And you have to know that even though your friend says you're amazing, you have to know for yourself, am I amazing? Did I do enough? And always just saying you're amazing all the time is not going to make you amazing. You have to really, there's a high bar, right? And only our inner critic knows that bar of, did I try my best? And sometimes all the music and pieces I've written, I can say, well, I did okay. This time, I did great. Sometimes I didn't do a good job. That's what I like about baseball. You just get up to the plate and you try to get on base, and baseball's a great metaphor for that. Sometimes you hit a grand slam and sometimes you just strike out, but it's just part of life, everyday living. So the advice is just to, be true to yourself and just keep your nose to the grindstone, keep working, and maybe something good will come of it. But you can't kind of wait around for just fame or fake, affirmation from outside people that don't really know you. You have to rely a lot on friends and family for support, but you also have to know, deep inside you what feels right, and that you just keep working. Just keep working.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything will take care of itself, hopefully.
Yes. And I also too have a final question too.
Yeah.
I know it's the question that David Zimmerman always asks.
Oh no. What is it? What's my greatest advice? What is it again?
What do you want the most at this moment in your life?
Aside from this interview to be over? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. I'm having a great time with you guys. No, it was more just, no, what do I want right now? Most important right now?
I know what you want, but I won't say.
Let's see, I want lunchtime right No, I don't want lunchtime right now. I would like to be present in the moment. So many times I'm not present. I'm always thinking about something else, and that's what I told you about my intensity. So if I could be more present right now and experience that what's going on right now is great. I'm in the presence of you guys as supportive, great friends and artists and co-workers and all these things. And I wish I could be more present, and maybe I will be, because right now I'm thinking of, what am I going to do after this? What's next? What are we going to do in class? What are we going to do at lunch? What are we going to do after? What am I going to do tonight? That voice needs to get shut off, because meanwhile life is happening, right?
Yeah.
So I guess right now I hope that I can enjoy and be present with you guys, and we can connect and laugh and have a good time. And I guess that's what I want right now. But I do want to say it's been such a pleasure being with you guys and being interviewed with you guys. And you guys did a great job, and I hope this was somewhat, inspiring or interesting. And I do want to promote our vertical content series, which is Studio 98. And a lot of you guys are in that. And every week we're having a new one on Thursday drop, and we're filming every week. And there's people in this room, Denzel behind the camera, who have contributed a lot of expertise, and all of you guys have. So I do want to promote that, but I also want to thank you for thinking of me to be on this wonderful programming. And
It was awesome.
it was great. I hope that we had a good time. And before we end, give it up for Devon and Tyrone.
Wait.
Don't give it up.
Before we wait, not yet. Before we end though, does anyone have any questions? I take it out to the audience. All right, wait.
Raquel, what's up?
T-Bone, you go first.
Are you looking forward for your life to be a little bit better with money, and to be married very soon?
Yeah, I am looking forward to being married and my life with Bonnie. Yes, of course I am. That's a beautiful question, T-Bone. Yes, my life has gotten so much better with Bonnie, and Bonnie's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And it's she finally came around, and it's hard to think of myself without her. So it was not pretty before Bonnie.
It took you, man.
It took me a long time. Yeah, I had to get my head screwed on straight.
I had a lot to do with that.
You did have a lot. You guys knew me before Bonnie. BB before Bonnie.
Yeah.
There's two parts of life: BB and then after Bonnie.
But the thing I enjoyed the most, I enjoyed even as we met, and just so you can feel happy for the rest of the day when I
Thank you, T-Bone.
did the little sweet message for her. And
That's so sweet.
The
Thank you.
girls, it's just a wonderful thing just to have you as a teacher.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me, T-Bone. In all seriousness, I go home and I think about a lot of you guys and what you guys mean to me, and the connection I all have individually with you guys. We all have an individual connection with you, and it makes my life very joyous and worth living. So, Raquel, did you have a question? Thank you, T-Bone.
Yeah. How did the produce writing and music at the same time?
Ooh.
How?
That's a great question.
Yeah, so everybody get right ideas.
Oh yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I use my ear for a lot. So I use my ear for melodies, and then I use my ear for dialogue. If it sounds right, if it sounds funny, if it sounds good, then I write that down. So whether it's music or dialogue or story, I just trust my ear. It's tough because I like writing jokes, and I like writing stories, and I like writing scenarios a lot. Almost as much as I like writing musical melodies. It's almost the same though, because my jokes and humor is very similar to how I write my music. My music is very humorous too. So I kind of think if I say a joke out loud or a scenario of something, it's almost the same as writing 8 measures of some music that's kind of funny or witty. So my music is very similar in the sense of how I write dialogue and stuff, and how my music kind of comes out sounding. That's a really good question, Raquel.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's something like that.
Anyone? Time?
No.
Okay. Anyone else? Mark Wallace?
Nah, he was thinking about it. I talk enough to you guys. You guys.
All right. John Tucker? You haven't?
You scared?
I haven't slept all day. I had shows back to back, and it was crazy. So I'm still trying to, recover on that too. I performed at the Southside Stadium this past weekend.
Oh yeah, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, I did 3 sets of it back to back, and it was crazy. It was a lot of people who was there.
Actually,
I
John
like how he
Tucker.
turns the interview.
Actually, John Tucker, get on here.
No. We'll get that.
No,
later.
no,
I
no.
want to hear about it. No. I do want to hear about it though.
No, don't.
Why don't we
don't
wrap?
get on.
Yeah, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, we sell. As Denise always says, let's get this over with. So.
That's funny. Sorry.
I want to thank you both for doing a great job interviewing, and I'm very honored to be on here. And thank you so much for having me.
Well,
Yeah. All right. Well, give it up for Tovar and for Tyran.
before we close,
Oh.
we got to do one last. There's a couple of housekeeping. So this is gonna be the first of a new, not podcast, but a new segment that I'm doing on Movies and Beyond. More details will come out soon. If you guys want to hear this episode, make sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Cool.
Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Ego is familiar with iHeartRadio. Anyway, so that was supposed to be a joke, but it failed. But yes, guys, that's about it for Movies and Beyond. I don't know what episode, but it's an episode. Anyway.
It's been a while since you not saying it's been a while since you because you doing it every Monday night, but it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm glad that we're doing this one today, and I'm trying to say something. I knew that this was going to be an honor for us to interview Alexander, because Alexander is one of the most amazing teachers.
Oh, thank you so
And
much. That's really sweet, Tovar. Thank
I
you.
really mean that, because you've done so much over the years, and especially since we first got to know each other. Like you've done some film scoring classes with us, and we've participated in that. And then you've talked about some, you done some other stuff on, you've done some other stuff about Phil Glass, and then
Yeah.
was it an honor? I mean, I have to assume it was an honor for you to get to know him, because he really influenced you, and you must be proud. You must be really proud of that.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't work with him that closely. I saw him every now and then, but I didn't get to know him that well. But he was such a gentleman and so sweet. So yeah, it was very exciting. I was 19 years old, so I was very young and very. It was so exciting. Yeah.
That's-
But thank you for all those kind words that you're saying. All right.
Well, folks, until next time. And on the count of 3, this time, Devon.
Okay.
For real.
All right.
Keep blazing into the beyond. Wait, we need 2 microphones. That's right.
Yeah.
Keep blazing,
blazing
into
into
the
the
beyond. Thank you.
All right. Good job, guys. Thank you. That was really fun.